Hello, everybody. Welcome to the regular Tuesday scheduled hour of My HealthStyle app live. I want to thank you all for joining us, and I want to give just a few seconds or two for additional people to come on board with us. My name is Alex, and I am the CEO and founder of My HealthStyle app. We create an environment of the private office experience for people that don't have the time or don't have the regional abilities to have sort of a one-on-one coaching environment. So we bring a team of health coaches directly to you through your mobile device. So welcome to My HealthStyle. I encourage you to please check out our fan page at My HealthStyle app on Facebook, and also go to our website, myhealthstyleapp.com. You can actually look at our different coaches that are available. We have many coaches, but the only ones that we list on our website at the time are the ones that are available for you to select to be part of your team. We also have a community page where it's basically our blog. You can learn more about our thoughts and our inspirations and exactly what we do. We also have an instant recipe page. It's just to be a little bit motivational, and you can click on any one of the images on the instant recipe page and it will take you to that recipe. One of the cool things that our coaches do is they actually help you define the style of diet that works best in your life. And that's sort of the subject matter that we're getting to tonight. So for tonight's Facebook Live, we are going to be talking about Bio-Individuality. What is it that makes your system tick? What is it that makes you function as a health individual? Like, when I say health, the definition of health is functionality, right? So if you want to function at, 0 to 5, that's a definition of health. If you want to function from 5 to 10, that's another definition of health. So what actually propels you in your own definition of health to that next step? And that's what works for you, like a clock. It's your bio-individuality. So I would like to introduce this evening one of our My HealthStyle coaches, Tressa, and here she is. She's joining us from across the country. Hello, thank you. And she's going to talk to us, Alex, specifically about bio-individuality. This is something that's very key to her background, to her education. And I'd like if you would just take a moment to discuss a little bit about the Institute for Integrative Nutrition and why you chose to go that route to become certified as a health coach.
Well, I just had been looking at different options, and I really liked a lot of the theories, and I did like a sample class, and I learned about bio-individuality. It was one of the first things I learned about. And I love that idea that what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you, and that everybody has different foods. What my food might be your poison. And so that really resonated with me. And that was one of the things that really drew me to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition. And I love that it was online, and I was able to do it from my own home. And they taught us over 100 different dietary theories. So we would know lots of different options to help our clients. And it was great.
That's wonderful. So since you have gone through and have a better understanding of bio-individuality, how has that sort of played a little bit into your personal world and an understanding of your personal, dietary conflicts, if you will, and those of other people that you have worked with?
So I kind of went into this, I had been eating a mostly vegetarian, or what I'd like to call plant-based diet. And with a little bit of fish once in a while, but not too often. And I went into it thinking everybody should eat that way. And what I learned
Mm-hmm.
was that it really is what works for your body. So personally, I've discovered over the last couple of years that gluten really affects me more ways than I wanted it to, but it's okay, because when I realized that when I went gluten-free and really watched what I was eating, my reflux pretty much disappeared. Now,
Wow.
that's not necessarily the case, because I've worked with other people that have tried that and it hasn't worked. So it depends. But for me, it was huge and it was life-changing, because I had had an endoscope and the doctor said, you're going down the wrong path. We need to figure this out. But the
Right.
medication wasn't helping. And when I went gluten-free and he went back and did another endoscope, he said, you're healing. Keep doing this. And I feel so much better.
That's
So I've
amazing.
tried different things, and I've tried, testing it a little bit, and I don't feel as well when I do eat it. And I've tried other things, and I brought a little bit more fish back into my diet, and I've experimented with a lot. And I've really discovered that it is true that bio-individuality is huge, and it's what works for each person. So I've
So
worked with,
Tressa, excuse me for interrupting you. I
that's
have a
okay.
question here that says, how hard was it for you to make that transition to a plant-based diet? For you
To a
personally?
plant-based diet, for me personally, it wasn't. I was never a big lover of meat, but my daughter was the one that kind of got me into that, because she decided at about age 13 that she wanted to go vegetarian. So I've kind of went along with her, and I love
Right.
vegetables and I love to cook. So I've just found lots of great recipes that I love to share with people. And so it really wasn't, but I think it was easier when I went to the Institute for Integrative Nutrition and realized that I didn't have to go completely plant-based, that I could try some different things and play
Right.
around with it. And I would say that I still eat mostly plant-based, but there's so many great websites and recipes out there that I find it really easy to eat that way.
And so
So
explain to me a little bit more, if you could possibly, and I'm putting you on the spot a little bit, of
it's okay.
how would you do a 1, 2, 3 step in helping somebody understand their bio-individuality? Like, what is the process that you might go through as a My HealthStyle coach to understand how somebody can really determine what's good for them and what's not?
Well, I think part of it is you have to look at what they're eating on a daily basis. You have to look at kind of where they came from, what they grew up with, and you know
So
what
history
their body's
plays a
used to.
part of it.
History absolutely plays a part of it, and I think that look at what they're eating. But the other piece to bio-individuality, it's not just about the food; it's about the other pieces of what's on your plate. Your exercise and your career and how much
Mm-hmm.
stress you have and the spirituality and all the other things, because that all plays into it too. That applies for exercise. For example, I love yoga. Well, I have people that I've worked with that don't like yoga. They want to run. So
Right.
it's what works for them. So I think it's getting to know the person and really listening to them and listening to what's working for them and what's not, and then helping them to explore some different options. So
So
I've
what I
worked with
hear you
some,
saying is there really isn't a quick fix. It's, we have learned behaviors. We have muscle memory, we have motor memory, we have history, we have many learned behaviors. And as a coach, your job is to listen and then really sort of put together the pieces of the puzzle for somebody, right?
absolutely, and then support them on that journey and help them to figure out what works for them and really kind of cheer them on. One of the hardest things I've gluten. I'm an Italian girl and I love my pasta and Italian bread. And it was really hard, especially for that first 6 weeks. So
Right,
having the support of someone that, we can make this happen. Let me
right.
help you and give you some suggestions can be huge. Yeah.
And Um, do you have any, while you were at the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, do you have any um, specific knowledge of, statistics or stats or, did they empower you with any sort of knowledge of why this sort of the idea of understanding somebody and understanding where they are and then helping them move to where they need to go is sort of the better route versus the grapefruit diet?
Well, yeah, I think so because it's like I said, it's not just about the food they're eating. It's about all the other pieces to the puzzle that you have to help them put together.
Right,
So, if somebody, grew up on, Twinkies and hot dogs, then just going straight to the grapefruit diet is going to be such a huge jump for them that it's going to
right.
be hard. So helping them to get a better understanding of where they're coming from. I also think what's going on in their life, because if they have a lot of stress and they're busy, working crazy hours or a busy mom with kids, you need to look at the whole
Absolutely.
picture in order to be
Right.
able to support them. You can't just say, try this diet. It doesn't work.
And I think that's right up the my health style attitude and mindset. And that's why we're all here. And that's one of the reasons why we're here doing this live broadcast every week on Tuesday at 6:30, because we want you to get to know who our coaches are, who we are, what our goals are, what our inspiration is, and what our passion is. And you are hearing directly from Coach Tressa specifically about bio-individuality. That's one of her key points and passions. But this is what brings all of us together here at My Health Style. So one last question, Tressa.
Okay.
What do you feel like, or let me rephrase, how do you want to personally, not even as a My Health Style coach, how do you personally want to empower somebody?
To empower somebody? Is that what you said?
Empower somebody, yes. So a client knocks on your door
Yep.
as a health coach. How do you want to empower them? What is your strategy?
Well, I want to empower them by knowing that they have my support and that I'm there to help them to figure it out and that they're not going to be alone on this journey and that, there's no mistakes, there's nothing, they're not doing anything wrong
Right.
because I think that's a lot of people just feel so down about themselves and, most of them are just great people that are just trying and life gets crazy and they struggle a little bit, but to know that there's somebody there that can be a partner with them and to really help them to figure it out. And, if they have a bad day, it's okay. If they slip a little, you don't have to be perfect, but we can do this
Right.
together and we can figure it out and they can feel better.
And that's absolutely amazing from my perspective as the CEO of My Health Style, and because that's everything that we aspire to do and help everybody with. So what I would like to tell everybody watching this broadcast or watching it in repeat is please ask some questions specifically about bio-individuality, and we will allow Tressa to respond personally and get back to you so that you have a clear understanding of what the steps are, that are needed to understand what works for you, what empowers you, what motivates you, what fuels you, and what detracts from you. Because it really is a puzzle. And that's why at My Health Style, you have a team of 3 coaches to help you figure out the puzzle. There isn't a quick fix, but there is a healthy, positive, supportive path to get you to the goals that you want to get to. And we are here to help you. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
So
yes, very excited.
Thank you all very, very much for joining us. Please share this with your friends. Tressa, thank you so very much for joining us from afar. And we look forward to our next week broadcast next Tuesday at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And we will surprise you on Friday with what that topic will be. So thank you again. Thank you, Tressa. Take
Thanks,
care.
Alex. Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.